All right, so let's do a quick little rundown on what is blogging, what is Blogger, how does it work with our site, and how do we use it for promotion. So first, what I'd like to do is take some of these questions. Well, at least this first question, we're going to go to Google and find the definition on Google. And I think what we'll do is we'll go to this one, blog basics. What is a blog? Okay. And so we're going to get this take from this website and see how well they give an answer here. And of course, they're going to give a long answer, but we're not going to go through all of this. But at least it gets us something to start with. So they've got a little intro here. So you've heard the term blog, and you want to know what blogs are all about. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go down here. We've got, so what is it? Definition, of course, yes, is a little bit dry, and so their definition that they write is a blog is a frequently updated online personal journal or diary. That may have been the original use of a blog, is a personal, put myself out there kind of thing, a place to express yourself in the world. It's been changed over the years, and it's a little bit different nowadays, but it still carries some of this, place to share your thoughts, your passions, anything you want it to be. For our purposes, we'll say that a blog is your own website that you are going to update on an ongoing basis. So the biggest thing with blogging is it should be constantly and consistently updated. Okay? Now, the dry, basic definition, where does the word blog come from? Right here. Blog is a short form for the word web log. Okay? And so that's where it originated from. It was shortened to blog, weblog, and it just became blog. So there's a history lesson for you of where the term came from. Now, a couple of other definitions here that they show. The first, journalistic model that actually harnesses rather than merely exploits the true democratic nature of the web. I don't know about that. Collection of posts, short, informal, sometimes controversial, and sometimes deeply personal, with the freshest information at the top. That is very, very good to define what a blog is, generally speaking, in online marketing terms and aspects, and what it should be. So I'm going to blow that one up for the video here, and let's make that real big, because I think that is, so it is a collection of posts, short, informal, sometimes controversial, and in fact the more controversial they are, a lot of times the more traffic you'll get and the more interaction you'll get with it. And sometimes deeply personal, with the freshest information at the top. All right. So does that clarify for us then what a blog is and where that term comes from? So blog equals web log. That's where it came from. Okay. So what you're generally going to use with Volusion is Blogger. And so what is Blogger? Well, Blogger is Google's blog tool. Blogger was created many, many years ago, and Google, being the big predator that they are, the big company, they came along and bought Blogger. So whoever started that is now living on a beach somewhere on their own private island with lots of money, because they built a tool that Google liked and they acquired them. They bought them out. Okay. So Google does this with a lot of tools. They did that with YouTube as well. YouTube was its own platform. Google bought them. It is now under Google. So if you want to use Blogger or YouTube or Drive or so many other tools that Google owns, you do it all through your Gmail login account. Okay. So that's one benefit of Google is, yeah, you can come in and create a Gmail account, and you have access to all of Google's tools. So here in your Gmail, if you look at this little square up here, Google Apps. You open that. All of these are tools you can use through Google. So we've got you know, the My Account. You've got Google Search, which is the general, you know, Google page. We've got Maps. We've got YouTube, Google Play, which is the store, the Play Store used with Samsung devices and Android devices. Google News, Gmail, Drive, Calendar, Google Plus, Translate, Photos, Shopping, Wallet, Finance, Docs, Books, Blogger, Contacts, Hangouts, and then down here, you can't really see it. Move the video down a little bit. Even more from Google. So if we click that, we can see even more about Google's products. And here they've got this little intro, but if you go down below, it's got information on each one of these products and what they are. And if you go and research some of these, you'll find that many of them had their own start somewhere, and Google just gobbled them up and bought them out. Okay. So there's your next business strategy. Go create something that Google loves and decides they need to buy you out. Make $1 million. So look at all that. I mean, just tons of different tools. Okay, so Blogger is one of the many. So it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of history there to understand some of this. So that's where Blogger came from. It was its own platform at one point. Google liked it. They liked the coding of it. They bought it. They own it. So now it's their tool. Okay. So when you log into Blogger, this is what you'll see. You'll come into blogger.com, and if we click their logo, that might, we'll see if that takes us to, yeah, this is the home page. So this is what you're going to see when you log into Blogger, is this page here. And we've got options over here that we can work with. If you wanted to use Blogger as a standalone website, you could create different pages. Technically, if you wanted to, you could create pages within your blog, but generally all you're going to do is create posts. Okay? So posts and pages are different. A page is like a page on a website. So if we go to a website, and look at the structure of the website, we can see we've got our logo up here, just like Blogger has their logo, right? And if you click on the logo, it takes you to the home page. If you click on the logo, it takes you to this home page, right? These links across the top are different pages or categories, category pages we can go to for the site. Okay? One of them happens to be a blog. Now, if I click on one of these pages, Fire Pits, for example, I'm still within this same domain. See, my URL up here is still within outerbench.com. I'm just on a different page of that outerbench.com site. If I go to garden furniture, that URL will change. I'm still at outerbench.com/garden furniture. Same with hammocks. I'm still, it's just a page within this directory on the internet, so it's all connected to this site. If I come over here and click blog, that is actually going to direct me out away from that site, and now I'm at blogger.com. And what happened is this was created, if you look at the URL up here, this was created as a sub domain or a sub page to the website. So instead of being outerbench.com/whatever page, now I'm at blog.outerbench.com. So it's still connected to the domain Outerbench. Google will still recognize this site, this page, as part of your website. And so any content created here is going to add value to this base domain. Okay. So, yes, this creating this content here, what we're looking at here, is created over here on Blogger. So let's talk about that a little bit now. How do we create the content? Okay, so that is done through posts, and that's our default. You can see that that's highlighted, so that's what we're looking at is our post right now. And if we want to create a new post, we can get rid of these little notifications. If we want to create here's our existing post, and we can come in and edit that. We can view it, we can share it, we can click on it to edit or view it. So we can do whatever we want there. We don't want to click delete because we don't want any content going away. We always want it up there, but we could edit it and make additions or changes to it if we wanted to. Okay. If we want to make a new post, we come and click right here. And when we click on new post, I'm not going to make a new one today, but I'll come into this one. If we click new post, we'll come up to a page just like this, except all of this will be blank. There will be no title, and there will be no content here, and we'll be able to go in and post the content into there and create it. Okay. Now, you can start writing right in here if you wanted to. You could create the content right here, and you can save it as a draft. Before it's published, it'll have this orange button will say publish instead of update, and this button will say save as draft. And so if you wanted to start creating the content here and just save as you go, you could create a sentence or two or whatever is coming to your mind, however creative you are, and then save as draft. And then come back to it later when you think of more to write or images to post, and you can update it a little more and then save as draft. And when you're ready to publish it and make it go live, then you can click publish. Like I say, this will say publish at that time instead of update, and then it'll go to the live site, and it'll show up as the latest blog on your site. And so then it'll take the place of this one, and this one will be pushed down below, and you'll just have a page full of blog posts. And then over here we can see our archive. So as you continue adding content to your blog, we'll see, there's only one for February. You put one up today, and then there's going to be one for March. And so we'll see a tab here for March. Okay. So that's how we use Blogger. Now, one of the important things to think about here with blogging is the why. And I don't know, what is Blogger? We've covered. How does it connect with our site? We've covered that. How do we use it for promotion? And I think what we ought to do here is let's throw in why blog. So one of the things that Google likes to determine the value of your website is freshness, current content. They want to see new information, new content going up. That's one of the reasons sites like eBay and Amazon are so highly valued in Google's eyes. They have such high domain authority because they're constantly adding new content. eBay, we go in there and we post new products on eBay every day, right? And every time we put a new product up there, that gives eBay new content. And so that adds to their value of their domain value. Same thing with Amazon. If we go to Amazon and post content up there, that creates new content for the search engines to see. Another great, let me go show you one of a very popular and controversial site is Mashable.com. If you can get an article published on Mashable or a press release about your business or something on Mashable, that's a very good link because Mashable has a very high domain authority. They're seen as a valuable site on the internet. Not because they are good people necessarily, but because they have a lot of content and a lot of viewers. And so because of that, Google values them. And so if we get a link from their site, that says to Google, hey, this real popular website is talking about this other site, therefore this other site must have some value. Okay? And so Mashable is one of those that will post a lot of controversial content. And if we go in and try to see if I can see any, I've seen a lot of content about Trump on here lately, and whoever writes on Mashable, they don't seem to like Trump. I've seen a lot of negative written about him, and it's really opened my eyes to what Mashable thinks, I guess, because let's see, world. Let's go into here maybe, and let's see. It's odd. I would have expected to see something up there. I saw it on my Facebook stream. I follow them on Facebook, and I saw it come up there. But all right, so here's a protester thing on Trump with a real nice sign that somebody decided to carry into public. That really shows their high education or lack thereof. So here they are talking about, they're putting screenshots from Twitter and talking about Trump and stuff. But if we scroll down, and there's a video that somebody put up there, trying to find the comments. They should have a comments section, but I'm not seeing that. So if they have a comments, and maybe they don't do that. I haven't paid enough attention to them, I guess, to see that. It looks like they don't have comments. So they're not necessarily a blog, but they do have a lot of shares with it. But when you do have a blog format and you post something controversial, let's try and see if we can find one. So for Mashable, if you want to get a link, you can't publish content on their site. They have to publish it. So you would have to contact somebody there and convince them that you're worthy of them writing content on their site. And that's a whole different topic that will be discussed in other webinars about how to get your content out there. But let's see here, Scott Adams' blog, blog.dilbert.com. And so he's got a blog out here, and this was posted just today. And his title is Dopamine Puppets, and it looks like he's talking about, it came up with my search on Trump, so I'm assuming, that it might have some info. So anyway, this, I'm assuming Scott Adams is the maker of Dilbert. I don't know the guy. I don't follow him or Dilbert necessarily, but I've heard of him, of Dilbert anyway. But here's a blog that he posted at 8:58 a.m. and we're just 3 hours after that here, if that's my same time zone. And this blog post already has 115 comments. Okay, so that's why he came up at the top of Google search, because he has domain authority. He has a lot of content that he's constantly putting up here, and there's interaction on it. Every time a comment goes up here, that's new content added to his website. And so Google sees that, and that adds value to the internet. There's, somebody's showing interest, and therefore there's, this is value. And so that's some of the things that Google looks at. So that's why we blog. Now, the hard part about beginning a brand new blog when nobody knows you're there, we've got this brand new blog out here. We don't have, you can almost hear the crickets, right? No comments, nothing happening, and that's the way it's going to be for a little while, but you still need to build content, and you want to be as interesting and valuable as you can be with the content you put up there. So if you really want to do blogging properly, I would say one of the first things you should do is go out to the internet, do a search like I just did, do a search for blogs surrounding your industry, okay? Garden, decor, and blog, or garden decoration blog, or home garden decor blog. These are suggestions that Google's giving you because other people have typed them in recently. So do some searches like that out on Google and look at some of the blog posts that are up there from some of these companies that are coming up. Here we've got home and gardening ideas, a home design blog. Love to decorate ESL, whatever whatever that is, BHG, Better Homes and Gardens. They've got a blog. Look at some of these blogs related to keywords around your industry to see how are they writing, what's their writing style, how many images are they sharing, what information are they putting up there. And then also realize, take it with a grain of salt, because when you come into this site, they've got this huge website with all these pages and the blog content and all these ads, and it's very professional. Well, keep in mind these guys are a million, if not billion-dollar business, and they pay somebody probably thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars every month to take care of their blog. Okay, so you're not competing with this. You don't have to look this pretty. Don't worry about that. Just focus on what's the content that is here. And so our favorite decorating blogs, here's, I'm looking for a link here. I'm surprised I'm not seeing it. Editor's Pick, Yellow Brick Home. Okay, so they're saying, hey, here's a blog to look at. So you could go to this blog or this blog. So there's two blogs that we could look at. And follow these bloggers. Go into their blogs and pay attention to what they do consistently every week, every day. If they come on every day, they've got links here to their social pages. You could follow them on Facebook. We could follow them on Instagram and Pinterest and YouTube. Look at what they do and then glean from it to see what you can do. Okay? So that's one of the best foundation things to do with blogging is let's get in there and find out what our competition is doing, what other people are doing within our industry for blogging, look at their images and see where we can find similar images, look at their content and writing, notice they're linking to things here, and so we want to do similar stuff to what we see these popular top blogs doing. Okay? And you can also get ideas of what to talk about. We've got a site here that talks about fire pits, garden furniture, and hammocks. So we may not go in and do a title like, make your own laundry soap. That may not be a topic that we'll do, but maybe it will someday. I would say anything that relates to home and garden and yard and entertaining fits with this, and you can take your style and what you're comfortable writing about and what interests you and connect it in some way to your site. Okay, we don't always have to talk about fire pits or garden furniture or hammocks when we do a blog or a post on our blog, but we want some relevance there, and most of all, it needs to be interesting. And so look at what others are doing to get some ideas on that. Okay? And follow them. Like I say, follow them. These, let's go look at this one here, and same thing. She's got a Facebook, a Twitter, a Pinterest, Instagram. She doesn't have the YouTube link, but she's got all those other social outlets, and so you can go to her Facebook, click that link, and that'll pull up her Facebook page, and you can come in and there we go. And we can like the page. And she's got this pop-up here where you can sign up. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, I'm not logged into Facebook here, so that's why it's saying, hey, log into Facebook and get more. But yeah, you would log into your Facebook account and then click like, and then her posts will start coming up periodically in your stream, and you'll be able to kind of follow what she talks about. And this is a good way to kind of build in some possible networking too, because as you interact with this individual, it may take weeks, it may take months, it may take years with some of them, but as you continue working your business, they've got 11,000 people who like this page, probably more that like her other social pages and her blog, and we might get some of these bloggers to be willing to take one of our products, for example, and review it, and then do a blog post or a video or something like that and talk about us and link to our site. And if you can get that happening, that's huge. Okay. All right, so there's our intro to blogging. This, of course, is a bigger topic, but the basics are, hey, start creating content so that Google sees fresh content. And then that's also something, anytime you create content there, you can share it on your social pages. In fact, if we look at her site, weekend reading, my Saturday 6. Look at that right there. That is a link to her blog post. So she has taken her blog post and shared it on her social site, on social media. Okay. Here's another one, same thing, and that's probably all she does for the most part on her Facebook page, which is what you should do. You create a blog post, and then that one blog post can now be shared on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram. You can take that blog post and get so much more traffic out of it by sharing it on all of those locations. And as you continue doing that, that is how you start to build some traffic to your website. So honestly, I think all social marketing should have a connection to a base, which oftentimes is Blogger or blogging. Okay, I do YouTube videos for mine, so when I do a new YouTube video or take pictures, then that is shared on all of my social sites. And so that's kind of my base. I don't blog about my knife sharpening and stuff, but doing videos is a similar approach where I'm just doing the content in a video format instead of a blog, which is a written format. But anything you can do to create content is incredibly valuable in Google's eyes and valuable for your site. Okay? So get out there and write a blog a week or 2 a week or a blog a day or something so that you can start getting traffic to your website.